Hello friends, in the series on the income tax cases, today we will discuss a very important issue of prosecution under section 276B, which is initiated against the assessee in case of non-payment of TDS or the delayed payment of TDS. Nowadays, the department is in a hyperactive mode and going for prosecution for the delay in depositing the TDS. Even if the assessee is depositing the TDS with interest, even then the department is going for prosecution under section 276B, read with section 279. The name of the case is DN Homes Private Limited and another versus Union of India, and this case has been reported in 459 ITR at page number 211. The matter has been decided by ORISSA High Court and the date of the judgment is 13th October 2023. In the present case, the assessee is a real estate developer and the assessee has deposited the TDS late from a range of 31 days to 214 days. The assessee deposited the TDS with interest, but the Assistant Commissioner of Income Tax filed the complaint under section 276B and the Commissioner TDS give the accord for sanction of prosecution under section 279 subsection 1. When the matter came to the trial court also issued the summons to the assessee. So the assessee made a petition, and when the Orissa High Court heard this matter, the Orissa High Court discussed the term reasonable cause which is there under section 278AA, which says that if there is a reasonable cause in delaying the TDS, then the prosecution should not be initiated against the assessee. So the issue in the present case was that whether the delay of 31 days to 214 days in the time of COVID, and especially for a business which was the worst hit by the COVID, that is real estate business, should be treated as reasonable cause. The court said that in the present facts and circumstances, the assessee proves that there is a reasonable cause because the COVID was a very difficult situation for all the assessees, especially for the real estate assessees. And the court further said that since the assessee has deposited the TDS and interest and which has been accepted by the department, so it can be said that no loss to the revenue has happened. The Orissa High Court also compared section 278AA, in which the words are given reasonable cause, and section 221, which talks about the penalty for depositing the TDS late, because in that section of penalty the words are given good and sufficient cause. If we compare the term good and sufficient cause and reasonable cause, the court said that reasonable cause is a lighter term than good and sufficient cause. When the penalty is not there for the assessee, because for penalty the assessee has to prove the more heavier burden, that is good and sufficient cause. So the reasonable cause in the present case for depositing the TDS late should be constitute lighter than the good and sufficient cause. The court said that the reasonable cause may not necessarily be a good and sufficient cause. Orissa High Court further said that the point was not to call for justification for delay, but in the present case the point was that whether to launch the prosecution. So in the present case, the main point of the Orissa High Court was that the reasonable cause should be interpreted liberally, and in the cases like the present case, when the delay is only for 31 days to 214 days, and when the assessee was going through the COVID pandemic and the assessee was in a business which was real estate business, which was the worst hit, so in those cases the reasonable cause should be interpreted very liberally and the prosecution should not be initiated and approved against the assessee. Friends, this case is very important because nowadays a lot of prosecutions are being launched against the assessee for depositing the TDS late. At the end of this video, once again I am repeating the name of the case. The name of the case is DN Homes Private Limited and another versus Union of India, and this case has been reported in 459 ITR at page number 211. The matter has been decided by Orissa High Court and the date of the judgment is 13th October 2023. Thank you, friends.